The Palin papers at Cal State School shredded them because they don't want you to know what Sarah Palin demanded for her speech. Sometimes she gets $100 grand. Sometimes she gets a Learjet. Sometimes she gets bendy straws. I've got 2 words. Who cares? In the rough, Tiger Woods and his wife Elin are reportedly done. Over. Missed the cut. But it might not be either of them who suffers the most. Oh, Whitney, somebody get her a bodyguard, because that's singing like that. It's only a matter of time before they start throwing tomatoes. All the stories people are talking about and everything you need to know right now on The Filter. Hello again. Off the top, our Filter Forefront, our top 4 of the day, including, if you don't want nude pictures of yourself posted online, why in the world would you take them in the first place and send them to your friends? Well, we'll begin with this. Let's try to filter out something that was reported yesterday. Sarah Palin scheduled to speak at a gala hosted by the Cal State Stanislaus Foundation in June. The documents detailing her compensation were shredded, and that raised a red flag. How much is she being paid? Why is it a secret? Attorney General Jerry Brown is going to look into it. He says public institutions must disclose how it's spending money. The University Foundation says these are private donations. Nothing has to be disclosed. Now it gets good. Some students found the shredded documents in a school dumpster. They found one intact. Other than money, what was she asking for? How about this? Round-trip first-class air travel from Anchorage or use of a private jet. Transportation in an SUV from the airport. A one-bedroom luxury suite at a luxury hotel and 2 single rooms. A laptop computer and printer. All questions from the audience be collected in advance and pre-screened. She wanted bottled water. She wanted bendable straws. People are shocked at her demands. We don't know how much she's getting paid. Let's say it's $100,000. I say, good for her. Let's say it's $250,000. I say, great for her. Let's say it's $1 million. I say, fantastic for her. If somebody is willing to pay you a ton of money and include bendable straws, you take it. They're asking her to speak. She's not asking for permission to show up. Our contributors tonight, nationally syndicated columnist, the advice goddess Amy Alkon, and civil rights attorney and radio talk show host Leo Terrell. Our pictures are furnished by Skype. And Leo, I'll start with you. What's the big deal here?
I have 2 words. Who cares? Listen, Fred, I agree with you 100%. She has the right to earn a living. This has turned out to be a political football. There's a strong dislike towards Sarah Palin, among liberal circles, and Jerry Brown is trying to use this to boost his governor campaign. The bottom line is this. This is a capitalistic society. Believe it or not, Sarah Palin can ask for as much as she wants, and there's other so-called distinguished speakers whose demands are much higher than that. They charge a lot more, $500,000. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no problem with this whatsoever.
Amy, you're an author. If somebody said, I'll give you $100,000 and bendable straws to show up and speak, would you show up?
For sure, I'm there. And actually, I do speaking engagements. All this stuff is really standard. Bendable straws, they don't get stuck in the bottle, so you don't ruin your lipstick. And what I want to know is why Jerry Brown is wasting his time on this. Frankly, this is a great idea, bringing in Palin. It's a $500 a plate dinner. They sold 300 seats already. And if it's $500 a plate, and her speaking fee is $100,000, they already made $50,000 on top of that. I mean, this is very, very smart. But the troubling thing really is these students who want a silent speech at a college where you're supposed to be hearing about ideas. I didn't like Palin for vice president. I didn't think she was qualified, but I'll go hear her talk. And I think that college should be about open ideas, generated, spoken, and not silencing.
No, I would agree, and it's funny. Even at this television station last night, people were aghast. Can you believe what she's asking for? That's what we need to focus on. At this very TV station last night. And I said, but wait a minute. When you look at all of it, she's not asking for anything unusual.
No, this is pretty standard. Like, I host the Distinguished Speakers Series for our radio station, KABC, and I can't disclose how much they make, but they make a lot more than $100,000. They have a chauffeur-driven car, so she's basically asking. She's not asking for too much. And again, Jerry Brown is trying to use this for as a political football. It's not scoring him any points whatsoever.
All right, let's move on. In the world of social networking, when has the line been crossed? Perhaps when 4 15-year-old boys post nude and semi-nude pictures of underage girls on a social networking site. This happened in Yucaipa. Some 14 and 15-year-old girls send illicit pictures of themselves to their friends. It's sexting. The pictures kept being forwarded until a group of boys got them and posted them online. The boys have been issued citations. The district attorney is considering prosecuting them. Who's really to blame here? The boys who posted the pictures or the girls who took nude and semi-nude pictures of themselves and sent them to friends, Amy?
Neither really are to blame. We didn't have cell phones when I was growing up, but we did have parents, and mine were called Mom and Dad and not the state of Michigan. And there are just so many kids. You have a cell phone. This is what you do if you're 14, and we need to have parents take the kids in hand and not have the district attorney's office going after these people. The parents need to say, girls, don't be letting boys take pictures of your boobies, and the teens who post them should be dealt with harshly by their parents. And the problem is just that all these sex offender lists now are just chock full of these people who are like 15-year-olds who hit send on the cell phone pics of their girlfriend's boobs, along with the kitty diddling Chester the molesters. And those are the people we want on the list. We don't want it crowded with people that are ridiculous.
What do you think, Leo?
There's no case here. The district attorney is grandstanding, Fred. I mean, they're texting these messages and these photographs of nude, semi-nude pictures voluntarily, freely. There's no exploitation here. So the district attorney is searching straws. If I was to go get a Playboy magazine and text some of the pictures out of Playboy, there's no crime here. This is much ado about nothing. And again, I agree with Amy on this. This is something that parental control is at best, not law enforcement, not the district attorney whatsoever.
Leo, let me throw this in from a legal perspective, though. We're talking about underage kids now, and their pictures are the ones that are being circulated. Do we have child pornography here?
I don't think we have child pornography because we don't have what I consider exploitation. We don't have some third party taking these pictures of girls and then selling them. We have these young high school teenagers who are voluntarily sending these pictures over. A major distinction between pornography versus the situation here, Fred, because we don't have any type of exploitation by some grown up or some old dirty old man using these pictures for obviously illegal purposes. We don't have that here.
All right, so we have about 5 seconds. So the exploitation would not be considered because they posted them online. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
No, exactly, Fred. Perfect.
Okay, let's move on.